Hello and welcome to the third edition of the Solent WWE podcast. Today we're going to predict the Clash of Champions pay-per-view, and also we are also doing the end of year awards, so make sure you stay tuned. With me in the studio, I'm your host, Badip Chahal. With me in the studio is Joe the Jobber.
Thank you. Hello.
Jake the Snake.
Hello.
And Dirty Dom.
Your Solent champion still, and will still be up. After this Sunday, we still will be. Thank you.
Okay, should we start with Raw and Smackdown?
Yeah, we'll go over it briefly. There's not a lot to talk about.
Okay, so we'll start with the people who've actually watched both shows.
Yeah.
Jake, favourite bits of Raw?
Of Raw? I can tell you my least favourite bit of Raw.
That's not the question.
It would be something to do with Jason Jordan.
No, it's actually Braun Strowman and Kane.
What did you think of it? You didn't like Matt?
No.
No, agreed. It was so pointless.
It was pointless. Why is Kane in the main event in 2017?
Well, he's going to be in...
It's gonna be triple threat.
Yeah, it's going to be a triple threat with Kane getting pinned by Lesnar. Surely that's...
But why is Kane even there?
I really don't know. It's like Big Show being there.
Yeah, but he might as well be there.
Yeah.
Mark Henry might as well come back.
Bring back Mark Henry, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, but good points. I thought the start was quite good. I thought the opening segment was quite good.
Yeah, I thought Roman's match with Cesaro was good.
Yeah, that was a really good match.
There's never an ending to Braun versus Kane. It's just like no one's a decisive winner. Like he got put through the ring and then there's a count out. Oh, it does my head in.
Yeah, well, it's going to be the way for a while, I reckon, after the Royal Rumble, and then hopefully Braun gets in a good feud for Mania, because I have no idea where he's going to go for that.
Where could he go? Who could actually challenge him?
Nobody.
There is talk about a certain Bobby Lashley coming back.
Oh
no. I think he wants to focus on MMA, doesn't he?
I don't know. I saw a interview with Bobby Lashley saying that he wants to get back to WWE.
I really hope not.
I think he's actually.
bothered.
Have you seen him today? Like
he was good, but
he's got better.
Yeah, but he's old now. He's like 40 again. It would just be someone to Braun to smash, wouldn't it?
I think that's the whole point, though.
Yeah. A name from
Braun loves a good smash.
He does. He doesn't run in power slams.
Unless it's Triple H, maybe.
I
see that happening?
don't even know what they're doing. What about the Matt Hardy segment? In my opinion, it was just a repeat of last week.
Yeah, I was saying this to Dom earlier. I like it, but I feel like you're going to use it up too quickly and everyone's going to get bored of it if they just keep doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Maybe don't do it every week. Like,
do something backstage or out of...
Have them two actually interacting face to face rather than just... and it be a bit more improvised rather than... You can tell they're not actually listening to each other because they say completely different things after each other.
You can see Bray reading his script if you watch it back.
Can you?
You can see him looking in that direction and then...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think it's quite different, though. I agree that it should be face to face, but I like how they're holding it off because imagine the pop when it actually... They actually do come face to face.
I think that's what they're doing too.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to lead to the Rumble, and we've still got over a month before that.
oh,
so
I can't have that every week.
No, they'll do something different. They'll do something outside of the ring, I think.
Yeah, but their match will be at the Rumble, surely.
Yeah, match at the Rumble, yeah, but it'll be 2 weeks before they actually
interact.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
I think this will go on for ages beyond the Rumble.
Really?
Yeah.
Watch Mania. But when's Jeff back, though? Does anyone know when Jeff's back?
After Mania, I think.
Is it after Mania?
You can do all sorts of things with this. You can bring someone else in with White, and you can bring Brother Nero. You can do anything with this. You can bring Sanity in if you wanted to.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
It could be a madness.
That would be very good.
It would be a madness. Right, let's should we move on to SmackDown?
Yeah, there's not a lot to talk about other than that.
Yeah, SmackDown. What thoughts? I know not everyone was a big fan of SmackDown.
It was commentary brief central. I mean, there was like 4 people on commentary, like additional throughout the whole show. I was like, it just felt really cramped and really just like they were definitely just trying to promote the pay-per-view rather than actually focusing on the show.
Yeah.
I don't know what anyone else thought about it.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was quite rushed. I felt like they had a lot of stuff to put in 2 hours and they couldn't actually fit it.
Yeah, because they put the fashion files on WWE.com now instead of having it on SmackDown.
Good, it's rubbish. It doesn't deserve to be on the main programme.
But then they got
bad.
given a match for Clash of Champions, so for me that makes no sense.
One thing that I didn't like over Raw and SmackDown as well is how obviously the new trio of female wrestlers come in for Raw and SmackDown, and I think they've both made them look incredibly weak already.
They both did exactly the same thing.
Both did exactly the same thing, and all the Raw women's division came out and beat the hell out of Absolution, which makes no sense to me because surely you got to build them up as some monster trio that could beat anyone.
Yeah.
But in their 3rd week or 4th week, they've already been not buried, but do you know what I mean? They've shown weakness and shown that they can be beaten.
Yeah.
And the same for the Riot Squad. I don't know why they've done that.
Just because I think it's just lazy, and they should have given the Riot Squad a 6-women match, even on the pre-show. But just
I think they will. I think they
no, because it's a lumberjack match, isn't it? The women's title match, the lumberjack match.
Yeah, but it just mean they can't not do a match in the pre-show.
Yeah,
They don't usually do that.
It
though,
wouldn't
would
make
they?
sense for having twice on the show. If you're gonna just have them a 6-women tag, Ruby Riot get a pin, and we can all move on with our lives.
They just don't book women's matches well enough, like in advance. Like they'll have a whole story laid out for like the men for like 2 to 3 months. Women, they just seem to think like it's a last-minute job and just chuck them in and see what happens.
Yeah.
Which
Also,
isn't fair.
Mojo Rawley's wasn't even like that's a match at Clash Champions, and that thing wasn't even built up on the go home show.
Does
So
anyone care about it?
That's what
No,
I'm saying.
no one cares
Like
about
that
Mojo.
just tells you everything about the pay per view, really.
Yeah, which is sad, but oh well. I'm not that excited, if I'm honest. I just want the Rumble to come now, to be fair.
Yeah, same. Right, should we? Let's do elsewhere in WWE. You ready, Dom?
Or elsewhere in wrestling, actually.
In wrestling, my bad.
Yeah, hit my music.
Rude.
So, quite a bit coming out this week. I'm going to start with something which isn't really... well, it's wrestling related, but kind of weird. I don't know if you've heard this. Mia Khalifa, if we've heard of her before.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
everyone's heard of her.
She is an adult star, we'll say that much. She took shots at Ronda Rousey moving to pro wrestling after, obviously, her very successful UFC career. And of all people, Gregory Helms, also known as the Hurricane, like jumped to the defense of wrestling. He's been like absolutely slagging them off on social media. So if you get a chance, go look at that. That's pretty funny
She
on
always
Twitter.
pipes up. Man.
I know. Well, Mia Khalifa, she does what she wants. She's absolutely minted.
She pipes a lot.
Oh, smooth. Tessa Blanchard, who was in the Mae Young Classic, she lost to Kairi Sane in the first or second round. She's taken independent beckons again for 2018. It was rumoured she was going to sign with WWE after the Mae Young Classic in summer, but it looks as if she's not going just yet. We had Rich Swann arrested for battery this week, and we've also had Jasper Davis arrested for the murder of his girlfriend Jennifer Namo. A gun accidentally went off in an argument. He appeared in Booker T's Reality of Wrestling, winning the title in 2013. A big week in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Obviously, you must have seen Kenny Omega get blindsided by Jericho, and then Omega returning the favour then at the press conference the next day. That was a really good segment, so watch that if you can, and all in the build-up to Wrestle Kingdom 12, which is on January the 4th. Also on that card, you had Gorillas of Destiny versus Evil and Sanada in the final of the World Tag League Tournament. Evil and Sanada won the tournament in the end. Also, Kushida and Kota Ibushi faced Marty Scurll and Cody. Cody and Scurll picked up the win. And Ospreay and Okada lost to Takahashi and Naito. They're the big results coming out of that event in Japan. One thing that caught my eye was CZW. They're known for their extreme matches in wrestling. They had a Cage of Death match this week. It was absolutely mental. There was choke slams, pile drivers onto glass and fire. It was absolutely crazy. Also featuring in the event was the NWA Championship, obviously one of the most prestigious belts in wrestling. Nick Aldis picked up the win to become the new NWA champion. He used to be called Magnus, if you ever heard of him on TNA. And he's also married to Mickie James, so that's how he's known.
Lucky guy.
I know. So, yeah, that's all the news from elsewhere. Obviously, we've got Ring of Honor Final Battle this weekend, so make sure you check that out. And also Clash of Champions on Sunday at night, so look forward to that. That's all the news from elsewhere.
Okay, sweet. Thanks for that, Dom. Shall we move on to end of year awards?
Yeah, we can do that first, yes.
Chucking that in nice and early.
So
Nice and early.
I've got the polls up, so what I'll do, I'll give you the 4 options we chose, and then I'll tell you what the fans picked. So we had quite a few votes, so thank you everyone for voting out there on our polls. So the best male superstar of 2017, we put in there, so the 4 were decided by all of us beforehand.
I was still because I complained about one, didn't I? In the end,
Always complaining.
So the options were AJ Styles, Braun Strowman, The Miz, or Lesnar. Who do we think was the best male superstar? And put forward your case, please, Jake.
Give me options again.
So AJ, Braun, Miz, or Lesnar for superstar of the year.
I'm gonna go Braun. Braun Strowman.
He had a good year, didn't he?
Yeah, good year. He at one point, I mean, for about maybe 2 months, he was the only reason I watched Raw.
Yeah.
Just to see what he'd do. And the feud with him and Roman Reigns was, I know it's a later thing, but the best feud in my opinion this year.
Of the year.
And he's improved so much.
Yeah.
He's improved. I think he's been not carrying, but he's been a main highlight of the brand for a long time now.
Which is weird because he's only got called up like 2 years ago.
Yeah,
So he's
yeah.
such a big part of Raw. Boys over there, what are you making?
Well, the person who I wanted isn't even on there.
Who did you want?
Well, you know who I want. Big
Roman.
Roman. But from the list, I would say the Miz. Like, not only is he a good wrestler, his segments are great. Like, Miz TV that he doesn't even need to be in the ring all the time. Just what he does in terms of what he brings it as a whole package. He's the most all-rounded superstar I think that you've had this year. I just think he's really entertaining to watch both in and out of the ring. So that's why I would give him it. He has things that Braun and all these other big guys don't have. He has charisma, so that's why I like him.
Bal, what's your?
I went with Braun.
Yeah.
Big Braun. He's come on leaps and bounds, and also his feud with Roman Reigns. I could watch it like over and over again.
Yeah.
It's a shame that he lost to Brock with one F5. That still does my head in. But yeah, he's main event in Raw now, and he's been incredible. Miz is a good shout. Miz is one of my favourite wrestlers, but he's established, so he's been there for a while. Braun is just, he's come on and into this big spot, and I think he's done well. So.
Do you not think for like a good case for Miz is obviously we always say about how they like these big wrestlers, and that's like what they all seem to pick now, because obviously the Miz isn't that big in size compared to like Strowman and all the rest, but he does a lot for his size, and he carries it well.
Same with AJ, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I can tell you that 6% of people agreed with you on the Miz. He was actually the lowest out of all 4.
That's probably me voted for that. I was all 6.
And 39% Braun Strowman. He's the winner of Superstar of the Year. So Braun, feel free to come down and pick up your Solent WWE Awards.
You couldn't make it this week.
I'll be waiting for you at Solent University. So we're going to go on to the best female superstar of the year. So we had 4 options again: Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, Carmella, and Naomi. Who are we thinking, boys, on the far side first?
What was it again? Sorry, Alexa. Oh, I went with Alexa, female of the year.
So there's Alexa, Charlotte Flair, Carmella, and Naomi.
I went with Alexa because she won the championship on SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
She got drafted to Raw and pretty much won it within like a month, and that belt hasn't lost any prestige. I think it's still, it's still got its.
Do you think? Because I think it's lost its prestige because of Absolution have come in. Now that Alexa's like teaming up with them, I think she should be doing her own thing.
Okay, but
I think
pretty
it's
much
lost
for the
it
whole
now.
year. For the whole
Yeah.
year, like she feuded with Banks, Bailey, and then Mickey
Nia,
James.
bit,
Yeah, and
not much.
she's very inventive. Like that. Remember the twisty arm thing and stuff
Mhm.
like that. And I think she's incredible on the mic. Really, really good heel. And I think Charlotte came back to the forefront towards the end of the year. So I'll give it to Alexa Bliss.
Joe?
Yeah, Bal pretty much said exactly what I was going to say. Like, I've noticed with Alexa, I don't think she's the best technically in the ring, but she can sell a match. Like, she puts all of her heart and emotion into a match, and she really, really sells it well. Whether the match was good or not, it always looks a little bit better just because of how good she is at portraying her emotions. But yeah, obviously her coming from SmackDown and then going to Raw, she still looked as dominant on both. So she's done it across both and seemed to fit in well at either one of them.
Jay Snake?
Yeah, agreed. Alexa Bliss. Obviously,
For
the first time SmackDown and Raw champion.
Yeah.
She's, I think she's probably by far the best on the mic. I agree with what Joe's saying about in ring. She's not the best in ring, but I think you can see her passion. You can tell that she was a fan from a young age because she knows all the history. I think she sells it quite well, like you say as well. But I think she seems really nice as well. I think that. Oh.
You said that obviously you can see her passion and from a young age. What do you think makes her different to Bailey then? Because obviously Bailey had that
they all
kind
were.
of like.
Banks was a massive.
What makes her that much better than Bailey?
Because
Just her-
Bailey's obviously trying to get over with the crowd, whereas Alexa goes out there to be hated. And
Alexa's incredible.
And you actually want to hate her. You literally think, I despise you, which means she's a good heel, surely.
Bailey's just bland. Like her
Yeah.
character is so bland.
I think her Bliss's facial expression as well, so good. Like
Yeah.
her facial expression is so good, so believable. I think she's just been this year. She's just been the highlight, isn't she?
So Alexa Bliss did actually win Best Female Superstar.
Who did you go with, Tom?
Yeah.
I went with Charlotte Flair
Yeah.
Ooh.
because
Go on then.
I think Charlotte's the best in-ring performer that the women have. I
But
think
this year,
she's put on good matches.
Yeah.
And
no.
you think she also is a Raw and Women's champion, and she's done well with her face turn over a while. She's very over the crowd. The stuff with Rick has been nice to see. I only had 33%, but Alexa picked up the win with 56% of the votes there. Carmella actually got 0. So no
She
one-
didn't deserve it at all.
Who voted for Naomi? How many people went
11.
for her?
Do you not think that Charlotte Flair is a lot better heel?
Yes,
Yeah,
100%.
But there's not enough.
them
There's not enough faces. Good, like you got the whole Riot Squad and Absolution coming in now.
I just want to see Charlotte Hill again. And
Mm.
like that Banks feud was incredible. I don't care what anyone
Do you think
says.
Charlotte will turn heel if she faces Ronda?
No.
No.
Should be face.
No.
Do you think?
WWE Universe, I'm pretty sure they don't. They like the fact that she's coming in, but they would support Charlotte
They'll-
against
yeah.
Ronda.
They'll boo Ronda.
Yeah. Okay. So 56% of Alexa, come pick up your award. We can't post it. Sorry, we don't have the funds.
We've got
Did
Braun
you
and
post
Alexa
those
coming.
those Yorkie
Yeah,
buttons?
your Yorkie buttons.
Oh, no one actually replied to me. So
Oh.
sadly not. I ate those and they were delicious.
Should we do one defend the indefensible?
Go on then.
I
Hit the
completely
music.
forgot about this.
Yes, it's time for defend the indefensible, where you pretty much have to defend the indefensible. So I won last week, so it's my go to dish out the statements.
Did you ring the bell?
Oh.
It's on my mantle. at
Yep.
home.
Sure.
I'm
At least it's in
fuming.
pride of
It's like,
place.
I'll bring it in. Yeah, exactly.
So whose goes at first? That's the question.
Yeah, I've got them here.
Joe's
trying to-
already
Yeah, you
seen
should
them.
probably not let me go first. I've just had that much. I've just seen all of them.
You've seen all of them.
Oh.
Fuming, I'm gonna pick you then.
Well, I've just
Straight away.
seen them all. Though.
Yeah, so you can't think about them.
Oh,
Do it
I still
quick.
can.
Do it quick.
Okay, why should Jason Jordan squash Braun Strowman and make him tap?
Go.
Okay, so Jason Jordan should pin Braun Strowman just because Jason Jordan at the moment he's really boring. He's not really done anything at the moment. His thing with Kurt Angle, he needs to get a little bit into it. Braun Strowman, he's just bossing Raw.
I said Jason Jordan should make Braun tap, mate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You should pin.
Yeah, we'll carry on. Anyway, so why did you interrupt me? And he's gonna make him tap. And yeah, Braun Strowman, he needs to be taught a lesson. We said he doesn't know who he's feuding at the moment. Jason Jordan, perfect, good in the ring. He's very boring at the moment. Needs to have someone to fight with. Big man versus big man, great match potential, and it will make Braun look a little bit weaker. Lovely.
And you went way out of time.
Can I just say
Well,
that's
that's
the
because you
worst one yet?
interrupted me for 15
I
seconds.
think the fact that you said Jason Jordan's boring, I was like, hold on. But you were trying to say because he's boring, he needs.
Yeah.
needs
That was
to-
the worst one yet.
Yeah, that was pretty.
Oh, it's
bad.
because you interrupted me.
No, the
Do you want-
first thing you said is Jason Jordan should pin when Battle said tap.
Tap. Because a tap is more like embarrassing for Braun.
Yeah, well, you know, mistakes were made.
Let's just say let's just say you could lose for the third week
Oh,
in a row.
well, this is why I don't look forward to this segment.
So should we go back into
Yeah,
the awards?
let's
So
move on.
we've got the best tag team of 2017. We've got the Hardy Boys in there, obviously returned this year. The Usos, the New Day, and Cesaro and Sheamus. Who do we have? Jakey Poo.
I went for the Usos.
Yes.
I think that obviously this year they spent most of the time as a heel, and I think at the time they were incredible. Their mic on the mic they were a lot better. They were funny, whilst being believable though. Like, they were believable, and their matches they put on with the New Day in particular were very very good.
Does anyone
I
actually
think we all.
disagree?
No, I think we all
I
agree.
think if you disagree, then you're
Yeah.
wrong.
Because even I voted for the Usos here, and I wasn't
Yeah,
a fan of them, but they've turned me. That match with New Day, probably one of the best matches.
They just kind of
Yeah.
come out of nowhere. They're like
And-
they are most improved, like just
And
all round.
their mic skills have become
Yeah.
incredible. I love the little the way that one says one and then
Yeah.
Do you know what it is? If you watch Total Divas like I do,
We all do.
You'd see that the Usos outside of the ring are quite funny and quite creative like that anyway.
yeah.
So I think what WWE have done is kind of given a bit of creative freedom and said, "Go
Do
on,
what
be
you want."
be
Yeah.
yourself." And I think they've took that and run with it.
Yep. So there's no surprises. The Uso got 40% of the vote. Cesaro and Sheamus.
Only 40.
Cesaro and Sheamus second with
To be
25%.
fair, they have done well.
The New Day with
Yeah.
20 and the Hardy Boys with 15. So very split on that one.
Yeah.
But the Usos are unanimous winners. Well done. We will not be posting your award. The best feud of 2017. So I put Dean Ambrose versus The Miz because I thought it was quite good myself. Then obviously you got Reigns Strowman, the Usos versus the New Day when the Usos were heel, and then also Austin Aries versus Neville, which was quite good at the start of the year.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start it off and say I went Reigns and Strowman. Does anyone disagree with me?
I think it's close between
Yeah.
New Day and Usos as well because they put on some amazing matches at pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Like there were some pay-per-views that they literally carried. I thought there wasn't many great matches. Like I think they won at Hell in a Cell.
Yeah,
That one was incredible.
Yeah, we'll
Like,
get to
that
that.
made that whole match for me. That whole card.
But
Sorry.
did anyone go
I went with Reigns Strowman.
Yeah, so did I.
I think, obviously, like Joe said, the Usos New Day is very close.
It was the most creative, wasn't it? You saw the most different stuff. You saw the ambulance and stuff, and the dumpsters and everything. I just thought it was more inventive. So 7% for Austin Aries, Neville, and Dean Ambrose meters. Both of them 7. So I'm guessing that's 1 vote. Reigns Strowman, 50% of the vote, which is the winner.
Clear
so
winner.
well done, boys. Strowman now 2 out of 2 in categories he's been selected in. So
this is why
I think he's going to win almost everything.
That's why he's man of the year, right?
Right, so this one actually is a bit of a shocker. I said that hurt the mic. Best WWE match of 2017. Just to clear it up, we only went Raw and Smackdown. We didn't include NXT, otherwise I'm sure Tyler Bate, Pete Dunne would be in here. But the contenders were Styles, Lesnar, New Day Usos, Lesnar versus Goldberg, and Cena versus Styles. Who did we go for, boys? Bow.
I went with New Day Usos, Hell in a Cell. It was actually a madness. They had incredible matches, but that one stood out to me. I think the other 3, I would be baffled if that one didn't win, to be honest. I think the other 3 were good, but that one stood out to me.
In other words, it hasn't won, probably.
Well, what do you think, Joe?
Well, I went for New Day Usos as well. I touched on it a bit there. It was just incredible.
Yeah.
Like, the way that they used the cell, like, you don't really see it used that well anymore. They just seem to put someone in a cell just for the sake of putting them in a cell. But I thought that they used the actual match really well. Yeah, it was a great match.
Jake?
I actually went for Goldberg Lesnar.
Yes.
Only because of, I think it delivered in all aspects. I think the build up to it, with Goldberg eliminating Lesnar straight away from the Rumble, then Goldberg basically squashing Lesnar in about 10 seconds, and then I'm pretty sure he beat him again, did he?
No, it was when Goldberg beat Lesnar at Survivor Series.
Yeah.
Goldberg tossed him out of the Rumble.
Yeah.
Then Goldberg beat Kevin Owens for the Universal title, and then it was Mania.
Yeah, so all this build up I think was great. I think if you watched Goldberg 24, you'd see how important it was for Lesnar and Goldberg to put on a good main event, considering the last Mania that they thought was a very disappointing. I'd say.
It was a hostile crowd.
Hostile crowd, disappointing performance. I think you got to agree that match didn't last very long, but it was exciting.
That match definitely had the better story around it.
It
It
had
had
shock factor,
yeah, the shock factor, as in that's what the New Day Usos didn't really have, because they'd had so much.
So I went for it for like you said, the shock factor and for the overall story.
All 4, I think, were great matches in their own right, and it depends what you're looking for in a wrestling match. If you're looking for the big spots and the big finishes straight away, obviously you're going to go Lesnar Goldberg. If you're looking for the more technical wrestling, you would have gone for Styles Cena or Styles Lesnar. And then if you're looking for like essentially a spot fest, you go New Day Usos. But the actual winner, Lesnar Goldberg. 38% of the vote went for Lesnar versus
Jake's on the
Goldberg.
screen.
I'm not surprised. It's not a bad option, but
No, and then 25% was New Day Usos at Hell in a Cell, then 19 for Styles Lesnar, and last was Styles Cena, which probably was the best technical match, but obviously not what the people wanted to see. So congrats to Lesnar and Goldberg on winning our award there. This is the best pay-per-view of the year. This one is we'll quickly skim over it because let's be honest, we can't remember every match on every pay-per-view. I put in a Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, Survivor Series on Money in the Bank. The winner was WrestleMania, 56% of the vote. WrestleMania. Not more really else to say about that. I went for Royal Rumble just because I like the Cena Stars match and I love the Rumble. It's like my favourite match of the year. Yeah.
I went with Rumble, but if I could change, I'd pick Mania because looking back on it, I did enjoy it. It was just the ending, obviously, because Undertaker retired. I was like, this is shit.
Mania is just Mania, isn't it? Like there will never be anything. Well, there can be better cards, but just because it is Mania, everyone's like, oh. Mania
Sometimes it's a letdown, but
not very often though.
no.
It just baffled me to why they let Reigns and Taker finish it, just because they must have knew that we were finishing it down and everyone be a bit annoyed.
I think that's kind of the point though, because
That
everyone's
was-
just so like.
But you
what?
can't,
And then
you
you're
can't
talking
leave
about
him
it.
happy though.
The whole point of Mania is
I
to
left
make you
happy.
feel something, which is like Danny Bryan's ending, Chris Benoit's
Bow
ending.
cried.
I didn't.
You did right.
Do you know what really annoyed me though?
I
Because
did. I actually did.
I watched the Royal Rumble, and they say the winner of the Royal Rumble will headline WrestleMania, and Randy Orton was third last against Bray Wyatt. Because then you obviously had Goldberg, Lesnar after that, and then Undertaker's Roman. So it really annoyed me how if they knew they were going to do Roman Taker, they shouldn't be saying. They should gets a championship shot at Mania. Like just little things like that really annoy me.
To be fair though, I'm glad that Randy Orton Wyatt didn't headline. Mate.
Yeah, yeah, of course. But because of all the images on the mat and stuff.
Can I just say one thing? When we come back, can we do our Royal Rumble predictions on our first podcast?
Of course.
Yes.
Of course.
We can.
Yeah,
Indeed.
Of course. Oh my god, moment of the year. There are 4 possible options that I whacked in. We got the Hardy's return at WrestleMania. I don't think anyone was really expecting that. There's a good video.
You definitely weren't.
There's a good video on YouTube. It's got about 15k views. I'm not going to say any more. Shane Cell jump at Hell in a Cell. Obviously, Sammy pulled Kevin out of the way, but that was quite a big moment. And then also, Braun Strowman's up for 2 here. The ambulance tip when he pulled over the ambulance with Reigns inside, and also the superplex with the Big Show when the ring collapsed and John Cone went absolutely flying. So, what do we all go for on this?
Hardy's return.
Yeah.
I think it's unanimous. There's no way that's losing.
John, I think this is the most one-sided vote we had of all out of all the polls. 78% went for the Hardy's return. But what a moment, right? Can we all agree?
Yeah, I agree.
The other
Even though we
moments
knew.
aren't that bad. It's just
That
the
was-
return of the Hardys.
Yeah.
Just at Mania as well, where they obviously hid them and nobody knew. It was great.
It's because they got like in a car, I think, at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon to go to Mania because they were in Ring of Honor the night before, so it was just very, very shocking. And we didn't know if he was broken or not. So
And for them to win the titles after as well, what a good moment that was. Jeff Hardy's first win at Mania.
yeah,
The way they did it as well, the New Day were like, they teased that they might be the ones.
Yeah.
That was sick. I
Yeah.
like that.
Good, well, kudos to the New Day. The most improved superstar in 2017. So Jinder Mahal's on here, Elias is on here, Roman Reigns is also on here, and at the top is Braun Strowman. Who do you think the people went for?
Braun.
No, I don't reckon they did go for Braun.
It's got to be
I
Braun.
think they went for Braun. I didn't go for Braun.
I didn't go for Braun
Who
either.
did we go for?
Go on, you go first.
I went with Big Roman.
Yeah, so did I.
Because this time last year, everyone was like, "Oh, why is he in the main event? He can't put on good matches. He's awful on the mic. He doesn't sell." And now, like, it's like no one.
Now, if he's not in a main event, it's like, what's going on?
Yeah, no one disagrees. No one disagrees. He puts on good matches. On the mic, he's a lot better, and he's just established now. Like Roman Reigns is like a top name. Like if like
not
people
the-
that don't really watch it, they like. Someone on our course, I was like, "You know who Roman Reigns is?" He's like, "Yeah, I know who Roman Reigns is."
He's effectively
like-
the new John Cena. Like everyone knows the name.
Yeah.
so-
Braun has come on, but I just think the way that everyone used to react to Roman, but last year, like no one really says anything anymore, so it justifies.
Yeah, but do you think they only react to him now because of the Shields? And that was the whole plan, that why they done that, and
Yeah.
it's worked.
It was
Agreed.
after the Taker match at Mania, like that. This is my yard now. Like after that, then he became so good on. Like not so good.
he
but
got
like,
a
he's,
better persona.
Yeah.
He built himself as a
They're only-
character.
They're only reacting to him now because of the Shield getting back together.
We don't mean good or bad reaction necessarily.
It's just established.
Yeah.
Like
They
no one
missed-
really.
They missed such a trick not turning him heel after that promo.
Straight
How was he
after,
supposed to be
yeah.
face in that promo? He's getting booed out of the ring for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
that was honestly one of the best moments of Raw this year, I think.
That
him
was just
getting booed.
hilarious.
It was so good.
So Braun got the win as most
Again.
improved superstar.
Yeah, I knew he would.
52%. No one went for Jinder Mahal. I'm not surprised there. 38% Roman Reigns, so it wasn't as one-sided.
To be fair, in theory, Jinder should have actually won it. From being an absolute nobody jobber to being
to
a
win.
champion, like, surely he should have won the most improved.
Yeah, if you most been boosted up the card in
Yeah.
in a year, then yeah, definitely him. This is also quite a one-sided one. The best newcomer of 2017, so that's moving up to the main roster. Options are Elias, Samoa Joe, Shinsuke Nax, and Ty Dillinger.
I voted Joe.
So did I.
Yeah, Joe.
Yeah.
That was very one-sided. 75% for Joe.
Who did you go?
Actually went for Elias. I'm not
Really?
I'm not really sure why in hindsight.
Guys,
Because
I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
do you know why? Because it's time for Joe's segment. It's Hale and Stale with Joe. So
Where's my music? Hit the music. Okay, so we come on to this actually quite nicely because of that last little poll that we just did. So my hail is Samoa Joe. On Raw this week, he obviously has this thing going on with Roman Reigns, and now it looks like there's a little thing with Jason Jordan that appears to be coming in there. Now Joe's always been good in the ring, but now he seems to have got his mic skills up a little bit more. He seems to be doing a few more promos. He opened the show this week, didn't he, on Raw?
yeah, he got a jobber entrance though. You didn't actually see him. Come out.
Yeah. However, you can definitely see that they're trying to utilise him a lot more now. And we can't debate that he is a great superstar. And obviously now he's got like another string to his bow, then this is definitely going to take him to new heights. And hopefully he'll get a title shot at some point,
Let's
which
hope
would
so.
be nice.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
In terms of stale, I think she's been stale for a very long time. I just haven't mentioned it. Is Bailey? Now she's just when she come in, everyone loved her. They loved this whole hugger thing. She got all these like inflatables as she comes out, and everyone was on the bandwagon of, oh, we all love Bayley. Now, like, I think people started to find her out a little bit. She's not as great a character as you think she is. She's a little bit boring, and just the matches that she's being put in at the moment suggest that they also think that she's reached her peak. She's getting put in matches with Mickie James, who I used to love Mickie James, and she's come back and she hasn't been great. And obviously they tag teamed this week against, them.
Absolution.
Absolution. I just think that the matches that Bayley's been put in just highlight that she's not anywhere near as good as they thought she was going to be. She's not gone on like Alexa or Charlotte, or she's just stuck now.
Her booking has been awful.
It has been awful, but is there not a reason behind the booking being
you
awful?
notice a new kind of attitude like she had on Monday? A bit more aggressive.
Yeah, I did notice that, but
I don't know. Ever since that, was it pole on the stick match?
yeah,
that was
awful.
She
that
just
match.
got bullied in that match, and then
Poor Bayley.
But yeah, I like those two, Joe.
Yeah, agreed.
Thank you.
Very good suggestions. So we'll go back to, we got the last two awards to give out here. So the best brand
Keep it
in
PG.
2017. Obviously, Raw or SmackDown are up for debate. What do we think's been the best Raw or SmackDown this year?
I went Raw.
If you say SmackDown, you're
Yeah, I
probably
don't think
wrong.
anyone went SmackDown.
Yeah,
surely.
I can tell you that 82% of the people went for Raw. So yeah,
Does anyone think it's just a little bit unfair how like the superstar weight on each one? I think they need to like even it out a bit more, just so people will like both. I
Yeah.
feel like Raw has the bigger names just in general.
It does, yeah. And SmackDown started off better.
Yeah.
And then
Well, you say that, but then if you look at your actual technical wrestlers, I bet some would say that the best in like the wrestling right now is Nakamura and AJ. And where are they both?
yeah. And you think of the best matches? You think of New Day Usos. That's SmackDown.
and
think-
Charlotte.
And you think Cena
Charlotte,
Styles.
best female.
Okay, and maybe like the
be
problem
more
might be
depth?
then is Raw has more depth, so
Mhm.
you
does.
notice a bad match a lot more in SmackDown just because it goes from here to here. Like there is no middle ground. As in Raw can put on some amazing matches and then there'll be a few average ones, but they'll never have really like a goddamn awful match.
Mm.
But
I think,
SmackDown
yeah,
could.
I think Raw have a lot more depth than SmackDown, but I think SmackDown rely on AJ, Kevin Owens,
Mhm.
Charlotte a lot. I think them three, they rely on Kevin Owens for the promos, they rely on AJ and Charlotte for the matches.
Problem with that is as well because they rely on them so much to kind of see them through is that it does get boring, and that's what I just think SmackDown's more boring than Raw. Raw can mix it up a little bit more.
Mm.
They've got the superstars to do that, as in SmackDown have to stay very
Yeah.
within their grounds.
Yeah, and also you got to think Raw's got an extra hour, so it's got a lot more time to build stories.
SmackDown always feels rushed, doesn't it? It feels like everything's rushed.
Yeah,
and
I thought that a lot last night, especially a lot of people didn't even get entrances. Like they
Yeah.
just appeared in the ring. I was like, oh, hello there.
what did everyone make of? Don't go back to the SmackDown thing, but Kevin Owens saying "yep."
Mm.
Did anyone like that?
Just
or-
I
like
thought,
that.
I thought it was quite funny.
I thought it was quite funny. Yeah.
Just if it depends if it gets over the crowd or not.
It probably will. It will.
Yeah, I think it will.
It seemed quite over. So
What was with SmackDown? They always peg everything on one feud. Everything else is irrelevant
Yeah.
as long as this one feud is like the Shane McMahon and Kevin Owens has been going on for ages, and everything else just seems pretty much irrelevant.
it is weird that the title. Well, I suppose on Raw the main title isn't always on the top of the show, but it's just weird that you got Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon as the main feud, whereas AJ Jinder's probably going to be on second. Let's be second to last, sorry. Cause
Yeah, irrelevant.
I just
the-
think that
the-
feud's old though now, isn't it?
Do you not think that Jinder kind of hindered the
Don't hinder Jinder
Do you think he hindered like, the SmackDown progress?
Mm-hmm.
By him
because he
being
got so much limelight.
Yeah, but him,
Yeah.
by him being champion, everyone was like, well, I don't want to watch him. If it was KO AJ, like for that length of time again, I'd be into that.
I guess they had to give it a go though, didn't they? They didn't know. Well, I guess we can all roughly work out there was never going to be a long-term thing, but
Yeah, are we blaming Jinder?
No.
I wouldn't blame Jinder. Just like Jake said,
He didn't
it
do-
was a bit annoying.
Jinder didn't do anything wrong
No.
like himself. He didn't put on great matches, but he's not a great wrestler.
But he actually improved over time.
Yeah.
He did, but his matches are just.
I thought he did well with his character. His character
It
was the
developed.
whole main part. I didn't like watching him wrestle, but just how.
I think the Sin Brothers carried him a bit. Not carried him. I think they helped him.
They added another
Yeah,
element to his character,
yeah.
definitely.
Yep. So 18% for SmackDown Live there, 82% for Raw. So everyone thinks Raw is the better brand. Well done to the
Is this
A show there.
The final one?
This is the final one.
Should we do a defending Invincible?
Go for it.
Or after?
We'll
Do
do
it
it after.
Yeah.
Or we know it's coming
The
now.
suspense.
So this is only a quick one. It's the best GM for 2017. So we've got Mick Foley, Dee Bry, or Kurt Angle. Who was the best GM, do you think, boys over there?
I actually can't remember who I went for. I have a feeling I went for Daniel Bryan, but I actually can't remember. It definitely wasn't Mick Foley. I really didn't like it when he was in charge. I just thought it was really boring, and I almost forget that he was ever actually GM. Angle's quite new to it. Haven't really got a gauge of what he's going to be like.
You say quite new to it. He did
Well,
come
not-
in April.
Well, not new then, but I just feel like I haven't really seen enough of him yet. As in
It's
Daniel
probably a
Bryan.
bad thing.
Yeah, I just feel like he's a bit of a. He's just annoying, I think.
Daniel Bryan.
No, I like Daniel Bryan. I
Oh.
think the thing with Daniel Bryan is that helps him is he's always going to be over with the crowd. The crowd love him. So that's always going to make him look good, even if he's not that good. But I still went Daniel Bryan.
I picked Kurt on that, but again, I want to change it. Daniel Bryan, when it was talking smack, he was incredible on that.
Mhm.
Like, he made that show worth watching. And I don't know, he seems to be more involved in like funnier segments and stuff.
Yeah.
Kurt's thing, the whole thing with Jason Jordan just put me off. The whole
It's too
annoying.
serious,
I don't
yeah.
like it, so I picked Daniel Bryan.
Jake.
I picked Kurt, but I think that's mainly because of how much I like him as a wrestler. But if you talk about actual the best GM, then I think it's Daniel Bryan. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think on the mic, might not just me, but I think Angles looked quite uncomfortable sometimes in
Yeah.
the ring. And I think Daniel Bryan's just been quite good. To be fair.
So Kurt Angle actually got the W.
Yeah, not
59%. Maybe because he's been a bit more involved in the ring. Obviously, we all want to see Daniel Bryan in the ring.
which he will.
Oh, spoilers. So yeah, that's the last award. Thank you everyone who voted in the Solent WWE Awards for 2017. You can all view all the results on the Twitter page. And hope you agreed with them all.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
Are you two ready?
Oh, it's one of us, isn't it?
It's
I'm
one
t-
of you, but
I just know I'm awful at it, so I'm just.
You can't be as bad as me.
You weren't bad last week. You were quite
Okay.
good last week.
Okay.
I've got such a good one from. It's going to be Jake. Are you ready, Jake?
Not really.
Okay. Look at his face. Don't sip your drink.
Look
I'll
at
sip
him
it. No,
first.
absolutely not.
He's got to liquidate the mouth.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
This is a madness. Like, I didn't even pick this one specifically for you, but this one suits you.
Great.
Okay, Shane McMahon should be the one to beat Brock Lesnar and win the Universal title.
It's always Brock Lesnar. I mean, if you look over Shane McMahon's career, he hasn't quite had the limelight. He's always been in the big spots. He's already putting his body on the line every single match. He's jumping off cages. He's jumping off the ring onto tables. Brock Lesnar's agent. He could do with a rest. Let's talk about going to the UFC. Shane McMahon deserves a chance to prove himself. He can't be worse than Jinder. So Shane McMahon's good on the mic. He's got the character. His in-ring ability is actually not too bad, and he is very, very dangerous, which people love.
Okay.
Oh, nah, that was impressive, man. Nah.
Yeah, I actually like that.
He's improving every week. The
What
old
did you two
Jakey
think
boy.
of that?
Yeah.
What, that? Yeah, that was good. I really thought that was good.
Oh, he didn't
He-
hear
he
it.
didn't
Fuming.
get- Yeah, he has
Oh,
the
I can't
headphones
hear
on.
anything.
Oh,
So basically, he put the old rock. It doesn't matter what
Oh.
you think.
doesn't matter what you think.
I'll just take your mic away then.
Rude.
Don doesn't beat him, man.
So, are we going to get into some predictions? This is
Yeah, I think it's time for the predictions for Clash of Champions.
the
Sunday.
official predictions, right? This is like you can't change from this point afterwards. Like this is going on the spreadsheet, the Excel spreadsheet. So
I don't like this pressure.
I haven't even looked at the cards.
Neither have
Well,
I. I
your
literally have
own
no
fault.
idea what's going on.
didn't you watch SmackDown last night?
Yeah, but
So
I
you
saw
should
some. I saw some but I don't know what actually.
You got the card there, Dom?
I-
I haven't
I've-
really thought
I've
about
got it
what
up
I'm
here.
going to
Oh,
say
yeah.
here either. This could be a shambles.
So we'll start from the top and the ones that people care less about. Mojo Rawley, Zack Ryder. Who have we got and why?
Mojo.
Mojo. Right, so that was easy. I'm actually going to type these in as we go. So give me a second. Tell me why.
Well, Mojo turned on Zack, didn't he? And then you've just got to separate them two apart completely now. Like, if Mojo lost to Zack, it's just pointless. It would just keep them feuding for too long. Zack Ryder's just he's the more. They're both irrelevant in my opinion, but he's just very irrelevant. So yeah, Mojo will pick up the win and go on to something else.
Jake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should be listening.
Mojo was that.
Yeah, Mojo. Just because you can't turn him heel, then have him lose in the first match, just kills momentum, kills any sort of.
Yep.
Anything.
Don't think anything else really needs to be said about that.
No.
Breezango, Bludgeon Brothers.
Go on, one of you two go first this time.
So,
me and
so
Barry.
I put the Bludgeon Brothers because they're the new tag team. Why the hell would you make them lose? That's literally all it needs, Jake.
The only thing that's kind of tearing my mind is that how scared Breezango are.
What? And they might get up like a cheeky roll-up pin or something
They
dodgy.
might just somehow. They might somehow do it. I'm gonna go for the Bludgeon Brothers just because I think you can't kill the hype yet.
He's gone for Breezango, mate.
But it wouldn't shock me if Breezango did pick up a shot win.
I'm kind of half tempted to go. I'm not gonna go Breezango. I don't know. So the idea behind Breezango winning it is that Bludgeon Brothers have absolutely gone through everyone at the moment, and for Breezango to win, it kind of gives them a challenge. Like they've got to go. Oh, we've actually lost now, and it will create like something that goes on a bit longer than squashing another tag team then going on. It's so hard.
Val, what do you think?
I think.
Did I even say who I wanted?
Yeah,
No, I'm giving you time to think,
No,
buddy.
go on, Joe. Do it.
No, because you want me to say
on
him.
the spot now. You got to do it.
I don't want dead
But
air.
I'm still going to go for the Bludgeon Brothers.
All right, the Bludgeon
You're
Brothers.
not
it
bothered.
is.
You're like Busher from The Apprentice.
Joe, come on.
Sit on the fence.
I know you want to go for Breezango.
I went with Bludgeon Brothers. There's just no point of Breezango winning. There really isn't.
There is.
There
Did you not
isn't.
take my point?
Joe,
though?
change
Yeah, I
it,
took
change
it,
it.
and it's still relevant.
So if the Bludgeon Brothers win, then what do? They
win
don't
and
fight him again.
They win, and then like
Who do they go on
Breezango
to
could
fight?
do something
Who do they
funny
go on to
after, and they
fight?
carry on and do another. They don't need to lose.
Joe, you got 5 seconds to change. I'll give you a chance to change your mind.
You just want me to change it so I'm wrong.
Just give you a chance. 4,
No,
3.
I'm not changing.
Right.
So no,
Everyone's locked in, all right? I'm on the Bludgeon Brothers, okay? So we're all agreed so far.
Yeah.
I'm guessing both of those matches might be on the pre-show, or at least one of them.
Yeah.
So all the titles are on the line at Clash of Champions. Charlotte Flair versus Natalia. Has anyone got Natalia?
Nope.
Everybody,
Oh, this is boring.
Yeah.
Jesus
Someone picked
Christ.
Natalia.
No, why would anyone do that? Just,
So Charlotte's carrying the belt till
Makes
Mania,
no
yeah?
sense.
Can we all agree on
Yeah.
that?
Till Mania.
Yeah.
who's she going to lose it to?
I think. Yeah.
She's facing Ronda at
I think
Mania.
Ronda's going to come in. Yeah.
Tamina.
Me.
If that happens, I'll actually give you a lot of money. I can't tell you. I can't disclose how much on air.
Yorkie button.
Yeah, I'll give you 2 Yorkie buttons.
Oh, don't do the Barrow one yet, man. So I haven't thought about it.
I'm afraid.
I don't think Barrow's going to win.
Well, we're going to do it first. The other boys can have their
Alright.
say first. Baron Corbin, Bobby Roode, Dolph Ziggler, triple threat. I think potential to be a really good match.
Yeah.
Maybe. It has potential. I don't think it will be, though.
I think Baron and Bobby aren't the incredible wrestlers, but Ziggler's definitely the best wrestler out of them.
Yeah.
I agree that could be a good match.
So, what do you think? Who's going to win it?
There's got to be a title change.
Joe, you can go
This
first.
is the only
Why
place.
me?
Because you did the worst in Indefensible.
Well, how do you know I did the
No,
worst?
No,
Still
twice in
hasn't
a row.
gone yet.
Twice in a row.
Well, you should go
I'm
first.
just
You're
saying,
hosting
yeah,
it.
my thing is Baron Corbin has not been great so far. He's not been staying. The crowds aren't really into him. If there's going to be a title change, it's this match.
Yeah, I kind of agree, but then I don't think Bobby Roode set the world on fire. I don't think he's...
Okay, so what if they just like?
And I would
Ziggler?
would really love him to shock everyone and
Yeah,
give it to
'cause
Ziggler.
That's
So
what
would
I'm
I.
thinking.
I would absolutely love that, but I don't think they're going to do that.
That's what I'm thinking.
So, what? I need some actual predictions. I don't want people thinking.
Go on, Bell.
I'll take the bullet, and I'm going to go with Big Bazza Corbin.
You're going Baron Corbin?
I think Bobby Roode's going to hit the glorious DDT on Ziggler, and then Big Bazza's going to shove him out the ring
Yeah.
and pin him.
I 100% agree. I've gone Baron Corbin as well. I think this is just a filler feud before the Rumble, where we get a proper heel on face 1v1 for the US title. Maybe against Rude. I'm not too sure though. Boys, Jake.
Pick Jake first. Jake's a nuts.
It's not
I know who I want to go for,
Go on,
but
you
it's
go.
just it looks like he's copying now. But
Baron.
I just don't think Baron will lose it yet because he had that whole thing where he looked really stupid and he lost the briefcase. They need to give him a little bit of prestige. Look like he can actually defend that title. So, although it wouldn't shock me if Dolph Ziggler wins, I don't think Bobby Roode will do it.
They beat Sin Cara.
Can I just ask what the
No.
what is there? There's not a punishment. is
Nah,
there?
no,
no,
it's
no
not
punishment. Okay,
Are you going to take the
So
bullet?
Jake's
and
going
go?
to be brave.
I'm going to go.
Oh dear, he's got an advert.
Oh,
come on, Jake.
You just made the list.
Fuming.
We'll just talk over it. Oh, you're going for Bobby?
You're going for Bobby? you know what? That is a glorious decision. Glorious.
I'm not
That's-
ready to
right.
win a title.
That's what I'm going for.
Yeah, you got to stop before we get copyrighted.
Yeah.
So we'll go for the tag division match next. We've got the Usos versus the New Day versus Shelton Benjamin, Chad Gable, and Rusev and Aiden
This one is
English.
actually quite hard as well, I think.
I will go first. I'll put it out there. I've got New Day. I think the New Day will pin Aiden English because I've seen that the New Day, they're trying to build him up as the greatest tag team ever and get him the most title reign. So I think they'll win it. I think they'll then drop it at the Rumble again to the Usos. Who
You can't get them to fight again.
I'll happily fight forever.
Yeah, but you can't. They've billed it as the last time.
Oh, I don't like that. That's awful.
So I've got a New Day. What do other people think?
Go on, Jay, because you went last time.
no.
Yes. These are the rules.
He's looking at it.
You can't just go last every time.
Yeah, come on. We can't have dead air.
I'm going to go for. It's between two.
Yeah, mine's
Gable and Benjamin.
One's between Gable
Yeah.
and Benjamin and Rusev and English. I think they're going to do a shock. They're going to do a shock.
Get in the bin.
I thought they were going to do that with Breezango when they had a title match, but they absolutely deked me and did me hard, and they didn't give it to him, basically. So, yeah, come on.
You got 5 seconds. 5, 4.
Rusev and English.
Oh, that is an absolute mad
That is
statement.
an outrageous.
It's
I
a madness.
absolutely respect it, though, 100%. Well in. Joe, you're up.
I would like to see the Usos retain. However, I don't think they are going to, especially because they lost this week on SmackDown. It's maybe like coming to an end, trying to highlight that they won't. I'm also going to go for the New Day.
The New Day. And
You know
Balor.
what? I might just make this a madness. I
go
might
Gable
go
and
on Gable and Benjamin
Fair
because
God, this is mad.
Benjamin's come up and he hasn't done much since. Give him a title, give him a little feud with the Usos, see what they can do, and if they're awful, then give the title back to Usos.
Yeah. What? Why the hell not? AJ Jinder.
Can't believe no one went for the Usos.
Yeah, well,
AJ Styles.
yeah. AJ
Straight
Styles.
up.
Has anyone else got AJ Styles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Jake,
everyone does,
AJ
don't they?
Styles. Baldy, you going
Yeah.
for your boy?
Nah. Yeah, AJ. I'm going for my boy.
Your brother from another mother, Jinder Mahal.
It's just rudeness, isn't it?
So we're all going AJ Styles there.
I don't think there's any question in that one.
They've pulled the plug on Jinder, haven't they? He
Yeah.
lost in India. So
Did some silly dance.
Should
with
I
Triple H.
should I do my mini fantasy booking?
go for it.
Right, it's very, 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 very small one.
Tell the people.
Okay, so the bar are with the bar are with
Am I not
Samoa
allowed
Joe
to look
right
at
now.
these?
No. The bar are with Samoa Joe right now, and I think Reigns and Samoa Joe might have a title match. What are you doing, Jake?
Jake just. Oh, are you actually? Wait, hang on. Jake's actually changed. Do you want to use those?
He can't change.
No, you can't change.
You said that once it's
Can't
on
change.
Yeah, you
Jake
can't
the
change.
Snake trying to sliver his way
Yeah.
out of this.
I can't have Rusev and English.
Well, you just chose him.
If they win,
thought
I'll buy you
about
their
it.
top. I won't. But
Right.
okay, so the bar are banned from ringside
Yeah.
for Reigns and Samoa Joe's Intercontinental title match.
When is this? Where are we talking? Raw.
Next, yeah, a big Raw main event, and Shield and the bar are banned from ringside. So everyone was like, "Oh, okay, Reigns is going to retain because no one's going to interfere,
If
and
you
Joe
mention
won't be."
Jason Jordan's
I won't. And then, so Roman Reigns is about to hit the spear when suddenly the Authors of Pain come out.
Ooh.
They come out and then they attack Reigns. Samoa Joe wins the title. The bar can do whatever. Go away. You're stale. You're not, but so it's Samoa Joe with Authors of Pain, which is disgusting. Like a massive. They're not Samoan, but they're kind of.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
So like Joe leads them, and then it's a mini book bubble. So then Reigns and the Shield versus AOP versus Samoa Joe, and then you could even do they implode because they're too strong. Maybe Samoa Joe, they're not because they are massive. The Authors of Pain, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And Joe's like conniving, so maybe the Shield they cause like disruption within the Shield. But yeah, I just want to see Samoa Joe with the Authors of Pain. I think that'd be incredible.
Versus the Shield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you think that'd be-
How long did the Shield last though before you break them? I don't think this time. I don't think they actually break. I think they just go their own ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll do what they've kind of been doing at the moment. Like they all had like singles matches. Like they all came out
Yeah.
to their own music and stuff.
Yeah.
But then like they'll still they won't come together as regularly. Do you know what I mean? It'll just be like.
I agree, but if they wanted to do some madness, they could make Reigns turn on them, but they won't do that.
No. I think I'd like to see that, but I think it'll be if anyone's going to turn on anyone, it's got to be
Dean, yeah.
It's Dean's time in it to turn. So yeah. Also, I just want to know quickly: do we think they're gonna be together by Mania? And if so,
What, the Shield?
will they have a match all together? Do you think that's a bit of a waste of 3 stars putting
Yep.
them in?
I wouldn't put them
Definitely a
together.
waste. Definitely
Yeah.
a waste.
You need them all as separate. They're better as individuals. You can get better matches out of all 3 of them than having them together.
Although I fear for Dean Ambrose, if they split, he's very stale. Turn him. heel.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So we've got one more match before I've got to do my defend the indefensible, which is
Oh, I'll be assist.
which
yeah.
that's closing the show. I mean, I hope you look forward to that. It's the main event. I guess it's going to be the main event. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus Shinsuke Nakamura and Randy Orton with special guest referees Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan.
It's going to be a madness.
How is this going to work? 1 and 2. Who's winning? Because obviously, remember, if Owens and Zayn lose, they're fired.
Well, Shane and Daniel Bryan kill each other. It's pretty much just going to
Can
happen.
I just say, if anyone remembers my fantasy booking,
No, I don't remember that.
yeah, you do. The other week, I did say that in a few weeks, Brian and Shane would turn each other, and
Yeah.
this will when this Sunday is when it will happen. I think Shane will not cheat, but cheat, and it will do a quick 3 count, and Randy Orton and Nakamura will win. Daniel Bryan will then turn the decision over,
Restart the match.
restart the match, and then that's when KO and Nakamura win, and then that's when the feud of Bryan and McMahon starts.
So can I just ask, if that is going to happen, who are we classing as the winner? The team that gets pinned first, or the team
No,
that...
the winner of the overall match.
If the match gets restarted, then the team who win second, who win the thing overall, unless
Ah,
if it goes off the air and we've only had one match and the people get pinned and that's it. But the one that wins before they go off air,
So,
Alright.
Jake, you're saying KO and
Same, yeah.
KO and Zayn. Yeah. Anyone else?
I am also saying KO and Zayn,
Boo.
just because they're really good together at the moment, and to lose the momentum that they're on is stupid. And isn't it like if they lose, they're out of WWE?
Yeah.
So they're obviously not going to lose, are they?
Bal?
Well, Shane lost to Undertaker when they said you'd be gone, and then
Yeah, well,
Vince-
his dad owns the bloody...
To be fair, if they were going to lose, then they'll be on Raw next week.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what do we think?
I went with Zayn and KO. I think Shane McMahon's gonna right at the end get really frustrated. He's gonna go for a really quick pin, and Daniel Bryan sees it and hits him with his knee. Does a knee, and then and it's a madness, and then KO and Zayn win.
He's going to give him the yes kick.
So obviously that's one of the most, I think, like we don't know what's going to happen matches in a while. I think we know kind of who's going to win,
Yeah.
But how?
but we don't know how they're going to win,
Mm.
which makes it very intriguing, I think. But sadly, we won't all be together to watch it.
2 of us will.
Disappointing stuff.
I might actually
Yeah.
be able to watch it anyway, but
Why?
I might be Sunday night.
You've got to be up early Monday morning, have you?
No, I just might be busy. I'm not sure. I should get back for it, but I might not.
Yeah, I'll miss you all. This is the first pay-per-view since the start of the year we haven't watched together.
Really?
Yeah, well, since the start of third year. So yeah,
Wow.
I think it went to SummerSlam. I can't remember which one was straight away after that. But yeah, it's quite sad. Isn't
And
it?
he's still stuck with me.
Yeah, I'll
You
get
poor
some
guy.
We're back for the Rumble, weren't we? Back for Rumble together.
That's just before my birthday as well.
Are we going to go
Like
out?
after.
Are we going to go out and watch it? We're going to watch it, yours.
Let's just have a massive piss up. Everyone's
Yeah,
invited.
Yeah, because then you can blend my birthday
The
with it
Rumble.
as well.
What,
Rumble?
Go orange juice for it.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
It might not be on. Depends.
I reckon it will be.
It will be.
I know Kyle wants to go.
Does it?
Really?
Yeah. We've been watching like old Rumbles in my room.
I watched the old Rumbles.
We
a couple
watched
days ago.
2001, 2002, and 2006. I think we watched. He loved it.
We need Big Connor on. As a,
2006 was Rey Mysterio. Wasn't
we
it?
need him on
Yeah.
as a guest.
Big-
Get him in here.
Big Eugene came out.
Oh, Eugene.
So as far as predictions go, we a lot of us have the same. I'm afraid. Me and Joe.
I don't think we have any different. That could be a problem.
we don't have any different.
There's got to be one different. Come on.
I'll
No,
read out mine and I
because
might change one.
We've got to go for the.
Go for Zango.
We've got to go the greater goal.
Yeah, Dom.
which- yeah.
Dirty Dom can change.
Just
one, and
because I
can
don't
change
want
one.
you to...
Retain with 100%.
Actually, no.
record.
And
because
Dom has to
then
change one, then it's not fair.
I don't have to change one.
He
Yeah.
doesn't.
I'm the champion. I do what I want.
But
No, you're a
then,
bum.
do
Oh.
I need to change? Because then it would only come down to a tie break between me and Dom anyway if it was...
Yeah, change it.
No,
Change one.
I think because remember we're thinking about the greater goal here, which is next WrestleMania. Who wins overall the whole year?
Oh, I've got
The great
Yeah,
good. What
right,
win
that's fine.
percentages?
Yeah, win
Yeah.
percent. Because remember, that's what we should ask. So basically, we've always been saying that whoever finishes this year or coming at
We're not getting
WrestleMania
tattoos.
with the lowest win percentage has to do some sort of forfeit.
Yeah.
And we haven't all agreed on a forfeit. I still think that tattoos would be funny.
No.
Yeah.
But if you lot have any other ideas on Twitter of things that we could do, whoever loses, then please let us know.
Yeah, exactly.
So you changing one of your picks?
Absolutely not.
No. Right, Jake, you got last chance.
No, he hasn't.
no, he
we're
doesn't.
talking, we're talking about changing. I feel bad.
No.
I'm afraid I've got
It's
some
time for
Yeah.
indefensible.
Your
Indefensible.
rules were the rules.
I'll
so
take the Usos.
No.
No.
I want the Usos.
No.
No.
We'll do it sneaky.
No, you won't.
No, you won't.
Because then I quit the whole thing.
I never know.
This is
Right.
live on air.
Are you ready, Joe?
I don't know who Joe is.
Doesn't
Yes.
know who you are.
I was so good, I just got to do it twice.
So good, the name in twice. Like Eric.
Yeah, you can say that.
Right, Dom.
Yes. I was.
Why
well,
should Roman Reigns should win the Royal Rumble while eliminating all 29 other men and coming in at number 1?
Oh, that sounds brilliant.
Roman is the biggest star in WWE right now. He's won the Rumble before, he's been there. Even get the Rock in, raise his hand again, and prove that he is the top guy in WWE. I mean, getting everyone over the rope, yeah, it's going to be a bit of a struggle, but he's got the strength. Even stretcher him out straight away. Get all 28 people in there together, get them all brawling. Roman comes in one by one, up you go, Superman punch, see you later. Spears about 5 people all in one. I reckon Big Show, straight over the top rope, along with Kane. Just get him over the top rope. Get him out of there. Roman Reigns is going to win this Rumble and headline Mania 4th year in a row.
I said why though, and you said how.
Fuming. Jake, that means Jake's going to win today because he's the only one who's answered the question.
Oh, we did. Yeah, but you gotta remember, I don't like Jake. So.
Dom, I feel now.
Right, Jake, I'll if you give me the W, if I change your answer.
No.
The Usos.
No.
Jake's not the decider.
Look at these two cheating.
No, come on, I've got Rusev in that.
No, you picked it.
How annoyed would you be though if Rusev won and you changed that?
The only thing that made me think that is this whole Rusev Day thing. They've actually given him T-shirts. So I don't know if they're going to get behind him for that.
Yeah. I honestly, I think that's better shout than the Usos because it's 4. You never see the champions retain on 4.
Yeah,
If I've
and
got Bob Rubin as well.
it gives it makes the Usos look alright if they lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Bal, who is this week's the indefensible winner?
I think we need a drum roll, don't we? Or we'll have to use this.
Do you have? Oh.
I can't even hear what this is.
Okay, so this week's winner of Defend the Indefensible. It's not you, Joe.
Well, I know.
Oh, I'm going to do it like I'm a celebrity. Joe, it's not you.
Yes, I haven't left. Yes.
Which means Jake, it might be you. Dom, it might be you. It's not you, Dom. It's
Ah.
Jake. Jake's one.
But unfortunately, you didn't win
Yeah,
the
where's my
belt, so
belt?
Jake doesn't get it.
Where's my belt?
You wouldn't take a picture with the belt anyway.
Yes, I would.
All right, we'll do it next week.
Where's my belt?
I'll give it to you Friday.
Get us on walk home.
Yeah.
You do walk home
Okay.
together.
I want it.
Well,
Well-
you've got to come my way.
Oh, that's
Maybe
detailed.
Welcome.
Yeah. So, do you want to do 2 questions? I've got 2 questions. You know what I did last
Oh,
week?
Yeah, go on then.
Because
What a lovely surprise.
we're
Yeah.
not even hit an hour, 4 minutes to an hour, so we might as well.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So, favourite. No, what is your dream match for WrestleMania this year? And it's got to be viable. It's not got to be. It's not like a madness like bring back Hulk Hogan.
From the dead.
Uh,
That's.
Go on,
I'm gonna
you-
pick.
Need a lot of time to think about that. That's not something you can just.
Well, it's
Can it be people outside of WWE bringing them in?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Kenny Omega.
Kenny versus AJ. Surely that's like the best matchup you can put on in the world at the moment.
One more stipulation: you can't copy each other.
Oh.
Nah, sure it's got to be like people who are in wrestling now.
What in WWE?
Yeah.
Okay then, go on then.
I'd still go AJ.
I want to see
You
Nakamura.
can bring back legends like Goldberg, someone who can actually wrestle. Taker if you really want.
Nakamura
No.
style.
You said people that can wrestle.
Yeah, Taker can't wrestle. He can barely stand.
Go on, Joe. Go
Uh,
on, Joe.
I want to see Styles Nakamura.
You don't like Nakamura.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't like him that much at the moment. But it doesn't mean that at some point I won't like him. They're obviously the best 2 on SmackDown technically, and they would just put on an amazing match, wouldn't they? And the hype around it would just be insane. It'd be through the roof. So
Jake.
I don't know how they could do it because different brands, but I'd like to see a triple threat between Brock, AJ, and Seth.
Jesus,
Ooh.
that is stacked, man.
That would be a mad.
How good would that be?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you could Brock could just go in, tear everything up. They could double team him. He gets to rest for a bit. And then you got AJ and Seth for a while. Do you know what I mean? That could be really good.
That'd be very good.
Can I use people from NXT? Is that alright?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
So, if I can't have Kenny, big boy Kenny, I'm going to go for another Bullet Club back in the day. I'm going to go Adam Cole, called up from NXT, to face Finn Balor.
Your dream match.
I think so. At this year's Mania, in the current state of wrestling at the moment, I think you got Adam Cole, who was probably the biggest thing on the Indies when he left. He's now on NXT. He's going to be headlining NXT, probably around the Rumble time. I mean, he won't be in the title match, but he'll be somewhere around there. Then you got Finn. He was the first, he's the founding member of Bullet Club. So he created that. Adam Cole took over Bullet Club and then left it where it is now. It's just a matchup for of all. You could also put Adam Cole in there against AJ. I mean, any of those stipulations would be amazing.
Okay. Well, Demon Balor.
Yeah, obviously.
Demon Balor's one though.
The best demon.
Well, another one. We'll go with favourite debut.
So, is that yours?
Yeah, he did.
Who-
Nakamura
which
AJ.
Shinsuke Nakamura, AJ.
Go on.
Favourite debut of all time.
Favourite debut. I've got to think of some now.
Yeah. You should have warned us. You should have said at the
That's
start of
the
the
point.
show. You should have been like, by the way, these coming up.
Favourite debut of all time. Bailey's was quite good at Battleground when she came in as Sasha Banks' mysterious partner. Probably
Come
not of
on,
all time. Not of
yeah.
all time. Taker, maybe, at Survivor Series. Just like hearing the iconic Howard Finkel.
I'm gonna
Announce
just
it.
say I legit
I
have
will
no
go
idea.
with I actually watched it quite a bit on YouTube as well. Just 'cause I loved it so much. Chris Jericho's debut. Joe the
yeah,
Countdown.
that's a great shout.
Yes.
Don't look at me. I really don't know.
Well,
Should-
you
I'm
answered.
so stuck.
The Shield's debut was good back in there.
I don't remember debuts. I honestly just can't remember when people
I
first
watch it
started.
probably at least once every 2 weeks. Chris Jericho's debut.
Do you know what I really? Do you know what I really liked? Gallows and Anderson when they came and attacked
Oh,
the
yeah,
Usos
that's
from
good.
behind
That
on
was
Raw.
Only
That's
time they got
so
some
good.
crowd reaction.
Ooh, AJ's Rumble.
Oh yeah, that was.
Stop looking at me.
At
I
number
just don't,
3.
I don't remember things like this.
We'll attribute your favourite is Absolutions.
Okay, yeah. Great shout.
It was good though when Paige came out.
No,
Yeah,
I thought it could have
it's
been
not the
much
best
better.
ever.
Paige's
No, definitely
debut
not.
on Raw itself was quite good because she obviously won the women's
Yeah.
title in her first match there.
And then lastly, favourite return.
There's so well, you could say any of Chris Jericho's returns.
Got to be Taker's had so many.
I will go with Brock Lesnar's. When John Cena was
Oh,
standing
yeah.
there and looking and who's going to come out and then Lesnar's music hits.
That was a good shout.
But everyone knew Brock was coming.
I don't think they knew. There was rumours that he was coming back.
Do you not see all the signs in the crowd that said
Yeah,
Brock is here?
because there was rumours about it.
Yeah.
But no, it was one of them things where it was never confirmed. But I think it was to make actually came back. I think that was the moment.
My favourite return would be Stone Cold after the after he got hit at Survivor Series '99 when he comes back, and that is nicknamed the Pop heard around the world.
I
when
did
he
it for the Rock.
When he comes in and the crowd just absolutely erupt, and he
Yeah.
comes in. I don't think he has a steel chair, but what a moment.
Do you know one that was actually really good? That was actually a shock. Was Cena's
Royal
number
Rumble.
30 Royal Rumble. Yeah, 'cause
2008.
he was out for something like 6 months and came back in 2 or 3 or something.
He's supposed to have 8 months, and he came back in 3.5.
Yeah, like outrageous.
The one in the Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
that
came
was-
back number 30.
This
yeah.
really shows my lack of wrestling knowledge compared to you lot.
You didn't know that.
Favourite return.
He just pages.
I don't have. I just don't care
Paige's
about
return.
No,
Returns are a great part of wrestling.
It's my favourite.
they are, but I just
You
can't
should
think
go
of a good
back and
return.
watch like an Undertaker return, where like
Oh, no one cares about-
casket gets set on fire.
Well, there's more to WWE than the Undertaker.
Mate, your favourite stable of all time is the Riot Squad, so
no, it's
get in the bin. Oh, we'll do one more because why not?
Okay.
Do a few more. I'm enjoying this.
Okay.
I'm glad you are. I had no idea.
I'll pick one that you actually will know.
Where are you getting
Or
this
okay,
from?
favourite WWE merch.
We did this last week.
Oh, did we? Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's
That was
it's
Dom's
Favourite match stipulation.
More favourite match stipulation.
These are incredible.
More
Inferno match.
Inferno.
No,
Lumberjack.
I do like ambulance matches.
Don't
They're
say
quite funny.
Lumberjack's the worst.
I like
Nah,
them.
I do like
No,
a
I
good
don't.
ambulance
I'm not
match.
Lumberjack.
They're just funny.
Yeah,
There's
ambulance
so
matches are
there's so
good.
much you can do with them. It's
Yeah.
just hilarious.
I think I just prefer a solid like no DQ match, like over like
Match
any
where you
like
can do
cell or
anything,
anything,
yeah.
just because you can just go absolutely ape shit.
I quit matches are quite good.
Yeah.
My,
quite.
I
Or-
think Royal Rumble's my favourite.
2 out of 3 falls. I love 2 out of 3 falls because you know it's going to go to the 3rd fall, whatever happens, or like Iron Man matches.
Oh, Iron match is good. I think Royal Rumble though. That's like
over the top battle
Yeah,
royale.
just that whole idea is good, isn't it? So
Yeah.
There's a whole pay-per-view on it.
So what are you picking,
Still the ambulance match.
Jake?
I just like.
I like a good old no holds barred one. I'll go with that.
I'm going to go for an Iron Man match.
No, it's bad. I love
No,
that.
bad.
I'm afraid
love
I've
that.
got some bad.
Another one?
Go on, one more.
Favorite female wrestler of all time?
Beth Phoenix, I loved her.
Yeah, I
Literally,
just agree with that.
I loved Beth Phoenix.
I love Lita.
Yeah,
Lita.
I was also going to say all Lita. There's something about
I love Lita. When I was younger and Lita had that thing out, I loved
Lita
it.
and
I
Edge.
loved her.
what a
I used to love Beth Phoenix. Like she
The
when she was a
glamour.
heel back in the day. Oh, she was. I hated her so much,
She
which
was
is why
very
she's so good.
Mine's Charlotte.
of
all
all
time?
Mhm.
Outrageous from you.
Yeah, that is cool.
Leave
fair-
it on an outrageous note.
Yeah.
that is quite outrageous. Well done, Beth.
That is a bombshell.
Yeah,
to end
and
it
on that.
And on that note, good night. Yeah, seriously though. Make sure you join us again next week.
We won't be
Well,
here.
no, make
We
sure you join
won't
us.
be here
When will
next
we be
week.
back?
We'll be back
January.
after Christmas.
Oh, you've got about 3 or 4 weeks off from us
So,
now.
yeah,
Yeah.
lucky you guys.
But make sure you go back and listen to all the old podcasts. They're all still there, archived on YouTube. So check us
Yeah.
out. There's a podcast extra as well. We might be able to do one over Skype or
Chuck
something.
some random stuff. in,
Yeah, and we'll do a preview for the Royal Rumble, and you don't want to miss that because Mystic Jake. Well, we're hoping he can.
Mystic
pull
Jake,
off a
who was
madness.
fuming at last Rumble.
Mystic Jake will come back out of the bottle that
Who were
he's
you
been hiding
convinced
in.
was coming out, Jake?
Oh, last week.
No,
last
last year. Who was it? You were so convinced.
Samoa
they were coming
Joe.
out? Was it
Samoa
Samoa
No,
Joe?
it wasn't. It was Kurt Angle.
Oh yeah.
Both of
It
them.
was-
Yeah.
He was
Good
like,
one.
he's definitely coming
Then-
out at 30.
I
And
remember-
Reigns.
And Reigns came out at 30, and I just remember we all looked at each other like.
You were
what the
well
hell?
annoyed, and I was just cheering because I was so drunk.
All right, let's wrap it up there. So thanks for listening, guys.
Bye.